I survived a match with Andre the Giant. He took me up in a big vertical suplex, and not only was I scared to death, I mean, my toes curled up inside my boots. But when we got down there, I learned gravity is real. And how many of those can you take? I was at somebody's house, and they were watching television. They were clicking through the channels, and I said, whoa, there's Tony Little, and look what he's doing. And when I saw that machine, the first thing that I looked at is, number one, low impact. It's gentle on the joints. And it's the gift that keeps on giving. Because no matter how often you use it, you want to use it more. You get addicted to it, really. And if I can possibly be an inspiration to others the way Tony Little has been an inspiration to me, get on the phone, get your Gazelle.
I'm hopeless and awkward and desperate for love. What's going on, guys? Happy Sunday and welcome back to another classic pay-per-view watch-along. We are wrapping up our Halloween Havocs all throughout the month of October. We've been doing these on Sundays, finishing up the month here with 1999, which apparently, according to many of you, the show sucks total ass. But we always tend to have fun whenever we are here watching these shows together anyway. I glanced at the Wikipedia results like 3 weeks ago, but I barely remember anything. And this was around the time in WCW when I was completely checked out. I mean, in WWE alone in the year of 1999, I attended 3 of their pay-per-views. I was all about WWE, not even paying attention to what WCW was doing basically at all. And this is going to be the first pay-per-view that was booked by Vince Russo, and Vince Russo and Ed Ferrara jumped ship and came to WCW. So I guess this is Vince's first WCW pay-per-view, and we will see how it goes. I don't remember much about it and about this time period. I remember a little, but I'm going to be completely clueless. So We Are Pro Wrestling, and anybody else that remembers this time period better than I do, I may have some questions for you tonight as we watch this one. It's going to be fun. But hope you guys are having a great Sunday afternoon. Hope you enjoyed some football today. I do have the Sunday night game on, which I believe is Chargers and somebody right there in SoFi, home of WrestleMania 39. So that works. We are going to be eyeballing that. We'll hang out together. I've already got a beer open. It's my day off. I've been just chilling out and really ready to watch this one and finish up our Halloween Havocs. And then next month, we can start on them Survivor Series and start knocking out the ones that we haven't done yet. But this should be good. Let me see and say hi, to everybody in the chat. Happy Halloween to you all. Yes, long live Chandler Bing. I wanted to open up with a little quote from him there. But good to see Tatanani in the house. We got JJ Legg, the OG. We got Brandon McNeil, Zach Palgett, the Juliet. We have George Morris and his token fiver. Hey, Greg, how are you doing? How is Tito? Halloween Havoc 99. Question mark out of 10. All I remember is Hogan laying down for Sting, and why did it happen? I believe there is 2 title matches. I don't recall or remember or have any idea the circumstances surrounding what appears to be like a 3-second match between Hogan and Sting. I don't know if it's a precursor to what we'd see at Bash at the Beach the following year. I don't even know. And I think Sting and Goldberg face each other. Goldberg's in a couple matches. Sting's in a couple matches. I'm lost. So you guys are going to have to fill me in on what the fuck Vince Russo was up to in October of 99 in WCW. But I'm with you, George. This should be fun finding out together what this is all about. And of course, Tito is great. You probably can't see him. He's just off camera. Let me just scooch it. See right there? There he is, right there, sleeping on the couch, a little fur ball. That's where he is this evening. So Tito's doing good. We're all doing good. And hopefully you guys are having a great one. Let's see. Let me get the other shout outs. We got We Are Pro Wrestling. Good. You are here. I might need you. Rodrigo's here. Mike Rouse in the house. Daniel Malcolm. Ray Frand. Boo. Daryl. Good to see you. Jay Lambo as well. Big J. Always happy to see you. Green P. Atomic Cody. Always happy to see you guys too. Who else is here? Angie Law. Nice to see you. We got some mods. We got some members. What a party. Vash Starwind. Millennial. JR Falls. Good to see everybody here. Happy you guys are with us on another fun Sunday, even though this pay-per-view might suck. By the way, according to Peacock, which is where we watch these pay-per-views, by the way, the runtime is 2 hours, 46 minutes, and 22 seconds. So about the standard length here that most of these are. And in just a couple of minutes, we will all hit play together. And once we do that, the timer right below me will begin to run. And you guys know the drill. Just keep your Peacock synced up to the timer, and everything should work fine. If you're watching on the WWE Network internationally or on any other platform, not sure how well you're going to sync up, but we watch on the cock. So hopefully you guys have gone over there, found your Halloween Havoc. It's going to be season 11, episode 1. So this only leaves us with a couple of more. I think we got some of the early ones like 89, 90, 91, 92. I think there's like 4 of them, early ones that we have to do. And then the following year, Halloween Havoc 2000, which we have also never watched, but we basically watched all of the 90s, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, and now 99. So we need to finish the ones on each end of these Halloween Havocs, and maybe we'll get to that next year. But next week, we're going to be doing Survivor Series. I also want to say hello to channel members Alan Carter and Mike. Good to see you guys. Glad you are here. Brandon Barnes, not sure if I got you either. But right on. I won't be wasting too much of your time today. I think we'll go ahead and get lined up here and hit play on Halloween Havoc 1999 and see what this show is all about. We will also be back here tomorrow night after Raw. We'll do a big podcast, talk about last night's amazing Kenny Omega and MJF match. And of course, you know, the unfortunate death of Matthew Perry, which I found out about last night when I was at work. And the funny thing is I was glancing at my phone, super busy last night at work, like crazy busy. And I remember glancing at my phone because I wanted to see if you guys were giving me any updates on Collision, on MJF and Kenny Omega. But I was super busy. So I remember pulling out my phone real quick. And you know, like how if you pull out your phone and, you know, I tapped the notifications button to see if I had any notifications from you guys. But before my finger hit it, I kind of briefly saw the trending tabs. And I saw Matthew Perry's name. But I didn't have time to click on why he was trending. Could be anything. But I had the conscious thought, I hope he's not dead. But I went right into my mentions to see, you know, if we had any finish on the MJF and Kenny Omega match. It was still ongoing. And then I had to put my phone away and I got busy for like another hour and a half. It took that much longer for me to be able to look at my phone again. First thing I did was see what happened in the Omega and MJF match. And then I went back and clicked on Matthew Perry to see what that was about. And sure enough, I read that he was found dead in a pretty gnarly way. Drowned in his hot tub. And it's one of those deaths that like I had the conscious thought, like, I hope he's not dead. Like I wasn't super shocked by this one. His battles with his personal, issues with addiction and things like that have been really well documented. He's been open about it, written books about it. Even on that Friends reunion they did a couple of years ago, he didn't look good. You know, he's only 8 years older than I am, you know, and he looked way older and his lifestyle clearly took a toll on him, and just a sad death, but one that was almost like super deep cutting sad, but not shocking. Does that make sense? That was kind of the emotions I felt. And I was never a really big Friends fan, but I've seen all of the episodes multiple times in syndication. There are parts of the show that I really do like. I always thought Chandler was a legitimately good person. His character was. So was Joey. So was Phoebe. Ross and Rachel were complete pieces of shit. And Monica was no fucking picnic either. But Chandler, Joey, and Phoebe, I felt like their characters were good people at their hearts. And Chandler was a pretty memorable character, and a lot of the outpouring of love that I saw on social media for him from a lot of my followers and, you know, people that I follow who watch Friends. And, you know, a lot of people had Chandler is their most relatable character. So, you know, it's sad because Friends is an iconic show, in society, pop culture, and, you know, the mark that it made. And it's just sad, you know, that what happened to Matthew Perry. It's, if you ever have issues with that, just please seek help, because, you know, when you die at 54, you could have easily been alive for another 30 years, and it's just a shame. But anywho, enough sad shit. Let's get on to nice, happy stuff, even though it might be a little horrible since we're watching Halloween Havoc 99. Before we hit play, let me just knock out these two very generous supers real quick. First one is from Abusika Aska Buchimbo. I probably brutalized that. Thank you for the $2. What if Goldberg ever for the Scotty Steiner? I'm confused. I'm confused too. Was Goldberg ever? I don't know what that means. Did he face Scott Steiner? Did he beat Scott Steiner? I think that he did. I don't recall much of their history together. Spaz has got 10 for me. Thanks, dude. Welcome back. Hey, Greg and chat. Huge plugs incoming. Got a preview up for Halloween Havoc Night 2 and 2 episodes of NXT Rewind for TakeOver Brooklyn and Respect that are releasing on November 18th and December 30th. Right on. So you got some shit planned out for the rest of the year. Good on you. I got a lot of work tonight to do just to plan my stuff out for the rest of the week. So you are in a better position than me. But thanks again, everyone, for being here. Let's get going on Halloween Havoc 1999. Hopefully you guys have got your finger on the play button. I'm going to line mine up on the timer and everything I need to do here. All right. I think I am ready and lined up and good to go. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1 play, and then we're going to hit play. That's how it works. You guys know that. All right. Rock on. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. All right. We good. Wow. WCW. It's going to be nice to get back some WWE pay-per-views next month. We've been doing a lot of World Champ. I hated this logo. Hated it. Hated WCW's logo. When they changed the stage, that signaled the end of Nitro to me. What is this shitty little opening video package? I guess it's better produced than some of the ones we've seen. I forgot how Sid even came back into WCW. So it's going to be Sid and Goldberg? Oh, Hogan's red and yellow Hulk. I forgot. Yeah. You know, after that whole NWO Sting and Hogan feud, it's weird seeing them flipped here. It was hard to buy into that. After everything that went on in the NWO, it was hard just to buy into Hogan as the red and yellow babyface again. Oh, that's cool. The spider coming down. I mean, WCW was still doing okay business. The crowds were still good. They were still selling pay-per-views. It was just, you know, to me, they got that old set. They used that for what, 98 and 99 or 97, 98, 99? Wow, they're all on the line. That's going to be a... So this would have been, wow, this would have been just a couple of weeks after Gorilla Monsoon's death. He died early October, I think. So there's some bad blood here with these two guys, from what I remember, right? Who? The powers that be. Okay. Okay, so Conan and Ray stripped. That guy, look at that. Okay, he was like staring a hole. I'm like, I'm kind of scared of that guy between Shivani and Heenan. Wow, Benoit in his last few months here. Yeah. Had an earthquake out here a couple days ago, so they're in Vegas. Yeah, I forgot they were referring to them as the powers that be. Because it was Russo and Ferrara, right? Russo didn't come first, and then Ferrara came later. They came together, right? That's what I thought. Oh, God, this is who we're opening with? Ugh. All right, well, hopefully the image of this disgusting prick will not give me a migraine. How did this buffoon remain employed and constantly have 7-minute opening matches on pay-per-view for this company? Like, my God. Oh, and he's a champion too? God, he's the cruiserweight champion? God, I fucking hate his guts. Vince Russo is one of the greatest minds ever in wrestling history. Vince Russo is a fucking idiot. Vince Russo has had nothing but failure except for a 3-year stint in his career in WWE. From around late 96 to late 99, Vince was listening to him. But he had Vince to listen to him and take the good ideas and filter out the shit. And because of that popularity in WWE, he sold himself as the reason for that. Went to WCW, destroyed it. Went to TNA, destroyed it. Everything else he did was really bad. Who's he fighting? Oh, Lash, Laroux. I wouldn't be so critical of Vince Russo if he wasn't such an asshole, you know? He's an asshole. You ever heard him speak? Have you ever heard him talk? He's a complete fucking dick. Fuck him. Fuck Vince Russo. Like, is it really that hard to not be a raging fucking prick? To not be so opinionated, condescending, such a jerk off? Like, that's what he is. Just listen to his podcast. He's a fucking asshole. Knows not what he says. and acts like he does. If he was more humble, and more appreciative of what the business gave him and spoke about the time in WWE and the success that he had there, in a different way than, oh, bro, I'm the reason, that type of thing. It's like, that's what's so off-putting about people's personalities and stuff. I'm like, I'd like to appreciate the work you did, but you're just such an asshole. It's hard to really like you. And he's a guy like that. Hey, Disco, take your little chain off. All right, this is definitely WCW 1999. Lash Laroux, I recently read, didn't he have like an in-ring return on the Indies or something? So this would have been 24 years ago. Good grief. Mike, what up, bro? Thanks. Based on how it felt on Wednesday, I'm starting to think Darby's not the opponent. Darby was the first guy, boom, immediately when Sting's retirement was announced, everybody, me, myself, you guys included, we all immediately just thought Darby's going to be who he faces. I'm not so sure anymore. I don't think Sting wants to. I don't think Sting wants to fight Darby. So we'll see. It might wind up being a tag. If we can get Adam Copeland to turn heel before Revolution, it could be Sting and Darby versus Adam and Christian. That would be all right. Sting would be probably in the most capable hands possible. Darby can do all the work on his team, do all the crazy Darby shit. And on the other side, you're in the hands of very, very seasoned veterans who will take care of you and keep you safe and give you the absolute best match possible. Nick, okay, it's 1999, and Nick Patrick's still doing that funny thing with his hands. Well, Solid Monster is a fellow New Yorker like Russo. Are you the one that said that Russo was the best mind in wrestling? Okay, I'm not saying that all that makes it sound like you think all New Yorkers are the same. No, I don't give a shit where Russo's from. What I care about is that he's an asshole. He could be from Timbuktu or fucking Arkansas. It doesn't change the fact that he's a dick. Complete dick. Very, very unlikable personality. God, I think we watched the pay-per-view recently with Disco, and I felt like the match went about like 10 more minutes longer than it needed to go. So hopefully this one is not too painful for us. By the way, if you're just tuning in, we're watching WCW Halloween Havoc 1999. Not a great time in the company. They were getting their fucking asses handed to them. Hadn't won in the ratings in well over a year by this point. WCW or WWE was firing on all cylinders, even though their pay-per-views were kind of shit in 99. I went to 3 shitty ones, WrestleMania 15, King of the Ring, and Unforgiven. None of them were great. Most of WWE's pay-per-views in 99 were bad. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. Oh. All right. Laroux looked like he was going for like a top rope Hurricane Rana or jumping off the top and then doing a Mysterio head scissors. But it turned into a power bomb. Yeah, think about WWE. Like Royal Rumble and St. Valentine's Massacre weren't bad. Those I think were okay, right? WrestleMania sucked. Backlash was all right. Over the edge. King of the Ring, I was there. Sucked. Fully Loaded was good. SummerSlam sucked. Unforgiven sucked. No Mercy sucked. Survivor Series sucked, even though Triple H fell off the floor. The whole year, I think it was just Rumble, Massacre, Fully Loaded were good. And maybe an Armageddon 99. Vince, Stephanie turning on Vince, all that. So 4 out of the 12 pay-per-views, in my opinion, in WWE were good in 99, and the rest sucked. So it's amazing. It's crazy that WWE was beating the shit out of WCW as badly as they were, considering that their pay-per-views just weren't hitting. Also, help me on my timeline here. Bret Hart, I don't think has come back yet. I don't think he's on the show, but I know he wins the title like soon. He wins the title in 99, right? So is that the next month? Like, why do I remember a tournament or something? Do I have that right or wrong, or what's going on? Maybe the tournament was after Benoit left. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Swinging neck breaker by Disco. I hate to say this. I kind of feel like Disco's out wrestling Lash Laroux a little bit. Does not bring me joy to say that. Russian leg sweep. Hey, Gorilla Monsoon just died, Tony Schiavone. That is a neck breaker. Get it right. Just wait, dude. You'll find out. That's my favorite part about this. Thank you. He won a tournament for the belt from Vacant. Okay, yeah, that Vacant, man. He's the most successful champion in wrestling history. His won titles across every promotion to ever exist. I mean, I knew WCW was a cluster, and Russo and Ferrara did not help. Oh, what a pile driver. Very, very well executed pile driver by Disco Inferno. You may be a prick, but you have a nice pile driver. Just trying to be fair. I always think of Pulp Fiction. What about you, Lash Laroux? When Harvey Keitel shows up to help out Travolta and Samuel Jackson clean up the bloody brains out of the car. What about you, Lash Laroux? Oh, it's okay. I'm not going to be too offended if anybody spoils something. I mean, I'd rather not be spoiled, but if somebody lets me know about something we're going to see later, I think I'll survive. Whoa, what a stunner. Stunner from hell. Does Disco win? Oh, son of a bitch. He wins with a Disco cold stunner. I remember when Russo and Ferrara went over to WCW, one of the first things I noticed about WCW's television was one of the first things they did is start adopting some of WWE's techniques. One of them is the way cameras would follow the wrestlers in the back. Like before you go to a commercial break, before the next match, let's say Jericho's wrestling in a match in WWE, they will show Jericho like walking down the hallway before they go to break, and then when they come back, he has his entrance or whatever. They started doing a lot of that when Russo got there. Oh, no. Oh. What is that move called that he just hit him with? He made a bold statement, but he lost completely squeaky fucking clean. To a pretty badass Stone Cold Stunner, if I'm being honest. Mike, you got an ad? I meant to turn those off. Mike, you need to get premium, bro. Let me turn the ads off. I meant to do that. Sorry. I got to make sure I permanently set that. I have intended on taking off monetization for watch-alongs, but I forgot to in this case. All right. Fucking fruit fly. Yeah, I just updated the video, so ads, if you are getting any, should be off. Sorry about that. Let's see it. Bobby, I'm with you. Look at these guys. Look at the radicals. That's 50% radical. Oh, we're 75% radical now. Stick the revolution up your ass, Perry. Oh, that's right. They were in the revolution with Douglas. That's right. I forgot about that. The revolution is split. All right, tag match for Harlem Heat. Oh, I totally understand, Mike. I was just kidding, actually. There's enough shit to pay for in this world. Like, I love not having cable anymore, but when I start adding up my Hulus and my Netflixes and my DirecTV streams and my Paramounts and Maxes, like YouTubes, I'm like, shit, it's the same amount anyway. Oh, the filth. Oh, that's right. They're going to be part of the six-man thing. The egg-sucking animals. I don't think that's exactly the way the story went. They wouldn't have brought in, even if Shane did come, you mean to tell me they're going to put all of them in a faction except for Eddie? Eddie does have a lot of history with those guys, too. I believe that what I remember was that Shane chose to stay in WCW. He didn't leave. There was some sort of big mass exodus where I think they just allowed guys to leave if they wanted to, and Benoit and Saturn and Eddie took him up on that offer, and Shane Douglas stayed behind. You're probably right about Vince not wanting him back, but that might have been Shane already understanding that and being like, well, I'm not going to go back to WWE. They don't want me. So I'll stay here. Okay, so we got Brian Knobbs. He's still in the ring in October of 99? Holy shit. Yeah, what happened to when the Nasty Boys, were they there all this time? I kind of don't remember the Nasties in WCW beyond like 97. Knobbs, wow. 1999. Wow, he's back with Jimmy Hart? Crazy. So it's going to be Knobbs and Hugh Morris, the new Nasty Boys, against Harlem Heat. And who'd they say? Conan and Kidman? Okay. Oh, it's Hugh G. Rection, excuse me. Oh, really? Sags left and Knobbs stayed? Huh. Well, Knobbs is good bros with Hogan. So maybe that had something to do with it. Knobbs just looks like he smells like urine. You pictured a guy in your head that would just smell like a bucket of pee. Knobbs is who I think of. L.A. and it's Chicago. Chicago and L.A. Oh, I don't give a shit who wins this. I guess L.A. I should root for them, right? I should root for the Chargers. It's kind of like my hometown. Okay, so this was just the previous Monday, this replay they're showing here, right? Look at Ray. Crazy. There's Eddie. Eddie and Kidman. Look at Nick Patrick. How blind are you? Jesus Christ. So Ray apparently injured his leg. Is that what happened? I appreciate the 2. Will Tony bring in Luger for Sting? Maybe. Depends on how able Luger is to get around. I saw him at WrestleCon. I think he's in a wheelchair in terms of being mobile. It'd be nice for him to have a moment, you know, Luger. One final little moment. I follow him on Twitter. You know, he always tweets a new picture of some pretty scenery and thanks the Lord for another day. You know, he seems to be grateful to be alive considering his past and all of that. I have mixed emotions on Luger, mostly due to Miss Elizabeth. Yeah, I guess I never really gave a shit about the Filthy Animals theme. I also hated NWO Wolfpack's theme. I just thought it was dumb. I mean, I thought they were trying. Wait, look at that fucking camera. 90s technology. Like, just seeing a 40-year-old Kevin Nash with that backwards tied bandana. It's just like, give me a break. It's like, Nash, I don't know if you've realized, but you are a cracker. So knock it off. You look like an idiot. Oh my God, trash cans. Trash cans, chairs. I just hope Booker T and Stevie Ray just mangle these guys. I have no idea who wins this, so this should be fun. Oh, nice dive there, Knobs. I mean, Harlem Heat and Nasty Boys go way back too, you know? Their history would date back a good 5 years by this point. Oh, maybe 4. Careful, girl, at ringside. Camera girl almost got taken out. Thank you for another super chat. Abusika, TK needs to stop trying to era the millennial, in my opinion. I really feel bad. Your last 2 super chats I didn't really understand, but I don't know what Tony Khan... Tony Khan's got some issues, but I don't think airing the millennial is one of them, but you never know. Yeah, I'm probably judging the Wolfpack theme too harshly. I just didn't like what they did to the NWO, you know, the way it just became a mess and they split it up and now there's a babyface faction of the NWO and then Sting joins it of all people after everything he did just by somebody misunderstanding a situation and thought he joined the NWO when he became a mute for 18 months and they made this crazy storyline out of it. And then the minute he comes back just a few months later, I'm going to be in the NWO now. Made no sense. I think I like the original NWO and the original DX. Jimmy, get out of there. Was Hugh Morris, or he was Hugh G. Rection by this point? Or did that come later? Oh, God, Jimmy. Oh, trash can to the back of the head. Why does the tombstone say Marty on it? Marty Jannetty? Rest in peace, Marty, whoever you were. Oh, they're in the grave. They really are. Oh, through the coffin or the casket? All right, so they're all wrestling in the graveyard there. As anything goes. It's the Harlem Heat. Both of them got knobs and just beating the shit out of him. Oh, that's just some foam board to the face. Hey, huge erection, your partner's getting his ass kicked over there. Well, he's still got the smiley faces, so maybe he's still... Oh, yeah, huge erection came later. Okay. I was like, Russo, oh, what a bump. What a bump on the chair. Yeah, Russo just got there. I would have laughed if he turned him into a huge erection that quick, because that's definitely a Russo thing. No regular man would think of naming a wrestler that. That's just for weirdos. Oh. I'm partial to Harry Paratestes and Barry McCockiner. Look at Jimmy Hart helping out with the tables. Jimmy, get the tables. Oh, yeah, bash him with an empty water jug. That'll just piss him off. All right, looks like they're going to go through a table. There are boxes under the table, though. Conan, oh, he's going to give him a moonsault through the table. Conan, you know, you could move out of the way of this if you wanted. Come on, Conan. Oh, he took it. What's going on here? Is that the Yeti? Whoa. That's the real Yeti. They had a dummy of the Yeti made? Say it, Shivani. Oh, that's it. Match over. Harlem Heat pinned. Well, that was pretty stupid of Hugh Morris because Harlem Heat literally just took now. Oh, wait. Now there's a 3 in the ring? No. Was this planned to be this way, or do they really not know what the fuck's going on? Huh. Harlem Heat won. They pinned Knobs first. Well, I thought it was pretty smart strategy. They just drug his disgusting ass to the back, beat him up, and pinned him. Yep. Hey, Conan, get your earrings off the rope. Doesn't that hurt? I don't know. I've never had my ears pierced 6 times, so I don't know what that's like. What are those scars on Stevie Ray? Is that like a burn? That's gnarly, man. Jeez. So this would have been, I kind of just realized that Harlem Heat is kind of back together because they had their split in like 98, right? Ouch. God, I hope Conan isn't really hurt there, broke his collarbone or something. Yeah, what a messed up finish. You can already tell WCW is just, Russo's going to do absolutely dick to help them. Oh, look at Tori. Holy moly. That was the year she debuted. Raise the one on the right. I love that the Yeti is there, and they're not even using the Yeti. Like, what's the point of having that there? I can't believe they used that in a finish. All right. Oh, Flair. Oh, David Flair is here. I forgot about David Flair. Flair's got a crowbar. Flair's with a suit. Well, if you're so angry, you still took time to tie your tie and everything and wear your suit jacket. Oh, yeah, we no longer had DDP's awesome theme because he was kind of heel, right? So is this when he had that silver belt? Because 99 was the same year where they did the Ready to Rumble movie, right? Kimberly is Jesus. It appears to be chilly in the Vegas arena there, according to Kimberly. Oh, he's not. This is not a match. Props to Kimberly and DDP who like stayed cool after their divorce. Tori Wilson and Kimberly in the same promotion. I can't handle that. Oh. So she's calling out Ric Flair for being a perv? Natch. Yep. Russo's definitely in charge. Yo, go out there and just start talking about getting spanked. They'll love it, bro. Oh. Is that the first precursor of the good thing? That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. All right, so Ric Flair and DDP. Davy boy. Kimberly is very chesty. And where are you from, DDP? Atlanta? David Flair is a boy. I don't even remember I remember David Flair in a hotel room with Tori, but not. And that's one thing, if you notice, once Russo got to WCW, one thing that you saw right off the bat was more of the salacious sex stuff because that's what they had been doing in the Attitude Era. That gets a big reaction from the audience. Now, they've done a couple bikini contests and stuff, but in terms of just the referencing it in promos and shit like that, you just saw a big increase in that when Russo got there. Oh, let's whack it and jacket. Who is it? I think it's Blink 182. It might be one of my favorite album names. Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. Are you struggling to get that belt off of you, DDP? Sorry to hear that, Fox Star Killer. Thanks for chiming in, though. All right. That's a lot of whacking, a lot of jacking, a lot of spanking. Okay, so we got a DDP promo on Flair, but Flair is already arriving with a crowbar. So why isn't Flair... Like, Flair would have made it to the ring by now. Did him and David get lost? Did they wander into the bathroom and fall in the shitter? Where are they? Goldberg, please don't assault this guy. I'm so mad. I'm so angry. Urgh. Not healthy to be that mad all the time. You won't live long. Yeah, Mike Tenay. I never use the word thief, Mike Tenay. He never uses it. Never used that word. Is this the music they really used? There's Perry. Oh, we got 7-0 LA over Chicago. Yeah, Eddie was already stealing. Who'd they say he stole that Rolex from? Ric Flair? So how does he tie into the Ric Flair story? I thought Ric Flair was pissed at DDP or something. I don't know what's going on. 99 WCW is a cluster. Flair spanked her 14 times. I love that she kept a tally. She had like a little notepad in her pocket. Got spanked by Ric Flair again. Oh, yeah, I guess I kind of remember this. Filthy Animals. Oh, this is Eddie's music. I thought it was Filthy Animals. Or Eddie is a filthy animal. Is Eddie a filthy animal? Yeah, he is. Okay. I can't keep track. It's kind of crazy seeing him here because he's just so close to heading to WWE. He's got that Rolex on. You shouldn't wear that in the ring over your wrist tape. I don't recommend that. Probably got that hanging from his mirror in his Chevy. I love that. How many times have you seen Eddie Guerrero and Bobby Heenan interact? That's very cool. Give it to him. Take care of it, Bobby. I don't trust Tony Schiavone either. Give it to Bobby. Somebody trustworthy. Ew. He bit it? I used to love when Razor Ramon would take his chains off and give them to the ringside attendant. He'd be like, something happened to my gold. Something gonna happen to you, man. I fucking love that. He'd say it every time. Eddie and Perry Saturn one-on-one. All right. In about 90 days, y'all are going to be working with D-Generation X, and that's pretty awesome. Oh, thank you for that, Alan Carter. That's right. Revolution theme was dubbed. Is that what did Shane Douglas come out to in ECW, and then they used a knockoff version of that in WCW? It wasn't Beautiful People. Who's that? I can't think of the fucking song. But I think they used a knockoff of that, kind of in the same, akin to Jericho and Raven's knockoff Nirvana and Pearl Jam themes. Oh, Deep Purple, thank you. That's what it was. And then Revolution's song was a ripoff of The Beautiful People. It sucks that they dubbed that stuff, that you can't use it, because even though some of the songs weren't great, they fit, you know. Oh, man. Rough landing for Eddie on that one. I recently stumbled across the Fuck Around Find Out Twitter account. Some of them are great, but I mean, they show dudes getting run over and stuff. And I saw a couple of gnarly ones. I'm like, oh, I can't look. I can't watch. Like, some of them are awesome, but some of them are super brutal. It's an excellent account to highlight the stupidity in this world. Whoa. I'm trying to see this big sign. There's a big cowboy-looking fucker, like, right in front of the hard cam. Or facing the hard cam. With a big sign. I'm trying to read it. Tony Schiavone just asked Bobby Heenan if he has any close relatives. Do you even have any close relatives? Crowd seems to be paying attention to everything but the match, so. Yo, shout out to Billy Boy Apter on the outside of the ring there, taking pictures in an NWO t-shirt. Always good to see Bill. Who we got in the who's the official? Oh, it's a Mickey J. Right on. Mickey Hinson. Earlier, I think I saw Billy Silverman, and I think Billy Silverman also reffed in WWE, but before. I think he reffed in WWE before he got to WCW, I think. Sporticus. Bit off topic. What do I think about the Crown Jewel card? Talked about it yesterday in the podcast. Think the card is looking good. I mean, it's only 7 matches, but every match is an important one. And I will be predicting Crown Jewel, by the way, this coming Thursday at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific I just have to put up a link to that tonight. So just check back to the channel. By tomorrow, it'll be up. I'll have tomorrow's review link up, Thursday's predictions link up, and Saturday's Crown Jewel review link up. All that'll be up tonight. I got some work to do. I didn't have time. Many of you saw the new intro here. I kind of changed the color scheme on the overlay here, but I also had working on a new scroll. Just didn't have it done in time. We'll maybe get that in the next week or two. Oh. That cameraman on the other side of the ring, too, opposite Bill with the bald head, tall guy, he's around a lot, too. He always had the hook up. WWE and WCW, you saw that guy. Oh, Joe Theismann injury shout out. I remember that. Yeah, that guy there behind Saturn applying the move. He's at a lot of WWE shows too. Lucky dude. Yeah, the Vladimir Superfan doc is on Peacock. It's there. I am not going to watch it until tomorrow because Elizabeth is going to want to watch it, and we do a lot of TV watching on Monday nights, so I'm holding out. Just waiting for tomorrow night after the podcast. Her and I will fire that up and watch it. She told me she's making me ribs tomorrow. How cool is she? I'm like, you are? She's like, yeah, I'm going to make you some ribs. I'm like, good. She's the best. Oh, yeah, speaking of tomorrow, I'm going to be a guest on Zach and Tomas's channel. We're going to review Halloween Havoc 1998. So just follow me on social media. I'll make sure there's a link on the Twitters for you guys if you want to check that out tomorrow. I'll be joining them, I think, at 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern. Talk about Halloween Havoc 98, a show that I've reviewed on my channel and we've watched on my channel. I am not going to watch it tonight. I don't have time, so I'm going to have to do the do the review by memory. I'm going to let them take the lead, and I'm just going to give them my 2 cents. But I remember how annoyingly long that show was and how many stupid matches they had that they didn't even need to have on there. Oh. It's almost like you see that sometimes by really powerful guys who can counter an armbar and just lift you straight up in the air, almost into an electric chair and just drop you. No, I'm out of 805. I got none left. We'll grab another one. Oh, Saturn hits the knees. Sorry about that, buddy. Just woke Tito up. He's sleeping so soundly. Love Eddie's suplexes. I also loved WCW's rings. Like, I just loved the intensity of them, like the way bumps sounded. That was one aspect of WCW that I actually preferred over WWE. Is a lot of these matches, these cruiserweight matches, I just liked the firmness and the way the ring mat was mic'd. It just sounded good. WWE had a completely different sound when wrestlers hit the mat. I always felt like WWE's rings had more give. It's probably because they were a couple of feet bigger. I think WCW's were 18 by 18 and WWE's were 20 by 20. So maybe that less reduced amount of space tightened up the spring. I don't know how rings work. I've never set one up. I mean, I know how they work, but I don't know what made WCW's rings sound so different than WWE's. I know the ropes were cable and those differences, but the mat was a big deal to me. I was like, I wish WWE's mat sounded like WCW's mat. That was kind of my thought process. Because especially moves like we're about to see here, this belly to back. Oh, I thought we would get that. But like a lot of those top rope suplexes and stuff, just so crazy. The steel turnbuckle is very unforgiving on your taintal regions. Oh, wow. Northern Lights from the top? No. Wow. I mean, I guess, is it really a Northern Lights if you let go and you don't keep and hold the bridge? Yikes. I don't think I've ever seen a top rope Northern Lights before. I'm sure it's done every day in AAA, but American Greg has never seen it. Even though I can throw a rock and hit Mexico from where I live, that's a new one for me. Andy Linnell, man, if we did Survivor Series 2008, that might be the oldest, or the newest, I should say, pay-per-view we've ever done. Partial to the classics, but we might have to start hitting the 2000s, late 2000s and shit. Here comes Flair, finally. Ric Flair's running down to the ring with his Devon Storm in his hand. Ready to take some bitches out. Oh, he's going to interfere in this? What are you doing? Okay, I will say this. In a shoot, Eddie would eat Flair for lunch. Oh, my God, he just ribbed him. Oh, my God. Now, I mean, if that's a shoot crowbar, which it's not. Oh. Jesus, Tori, you've got to stop. What is she going to accomplish? I don't know, but I'm glad she's here, Shivani, so shut up. Hey, Ric Flair, what are you doing? Is she wearing Tommy Hilfiger jeans? That's hot. Oh, no, he's going to plant a kiss on her, isn't he? Ooh, she is wearing Tommy Hilfiger jeans. Ric Flair, or Tori, please kick him in his wrinkly sack. Oh, I hate it when he does that. God, it pisses me off. That's fucking gross. She likes it, though. She liked it. It's not just Flair who's done that. Like, grabbing somebody and forcing a kiss on them was done way too often in the 90s. The fact that people considered that to be appropriate TV is fucking insane. Looking back through eyes that are a quarter century older. Tori's laughing. She's like into it. Oh, God. Oh, he's coming back for more. Flair wants seconds. He wants seconds. God, Ric Flair. Can this segment be any more unlikable? Oh, look, Bobby was holding it and watching it for him. I love that Flair forgot the Rolex. And then when he got to the back, they're like, hey, idiot, you forgot to get the Rolex from Bobby. Yeah, I think Eddie he got assaulted. Ric Flair, ugh. I just don't like you. Just don't like you. God, just what? Ugh. Yeah, I hate him. I hate him. When he unpuckers, yeah, she was like, ooh, yeah. She had dimples that she never had before. Daniel Clark, I stole the Playboy issue of Tori Wilson when I was 10. I forget how young my audience is sometimes. That's awesome. That's awesome. Damn. Who's he got? Goldberg's beating up Sid. Oh, Sid's got blood all over his face. God, even in 99, Sid was still big. So that means, when did Sid... That was soon, right? I feel like we're really close to Sid's accident. I thought that happened in 1999. So, yeah, the Sid thing. That's got to be happening soon, right? Daniel Malcolm, I was right. What was I right about? Thank you for that. $2, dude. Oh, it's Buff Daddy. I forgot. Does Buff Bagwell think he's a babyface or something? Is that what he thinks? Fans cheered for this guy in 99? Why? Why? She's loving it. Like, I feel like he was more of like an Attitude Era-ish type character, but when it came to like charisma and edginess combined with comedy, there were so many better acts in WWE. Right. Oh, stop doing that. You did that way too much. Oh, yeah, that's right. Jeff Jarrett, this would have been just a couple weeks, like maybe the week before, right? Would that have been on the previous Nitro? Probably was. Yeah, you're buff, you're the stuff, whatever. That's a lame ass catchphrase. You suck. Buff Bagwell calling somebody hillbilly. Pot, may I introduce you to Kettle? Bitch, why don't you look in a mirror, you country fuck? Have you seen your mom? Oh, here he comes. All right, he's getting... So that, I bet you that would have happened. Jarrett was only in the company less than a week at this point. It was probably the previous Sunday that he was losing to China. Am I right on the dates there? Buff seems to have become way more likable in recent years. I will give him that. He's been through it, man. There was that weird thing going on with his Twitter account or whatever, too, but I don't know what that was even about. But he was in a really bad car accident a couple years ago, and I think he's trying to repair, any regrets that he had. Oh, here comes Lexi Flexi. Oh, no, he's got... Oh, that looked like a legit guitar. Oh, there, now he broke it. Did Jeff Jarrett hit Miss Elizabeth? So he went to go swing. Luger came out to help Buff. Swung at Jeff with the guitar, missed, hit Buff. The guitar didn't break. And then he smashed it on the top turnbuckle instead. Just to let the fans know that, yes, it was an indeed gimmick guitar, in case we were wondering. Thank you for letting the cat out of the bag on that one, Lex. Does WWE own that big inflatable pumpkin? Oh. Keep the... Arn Anderson and scissors. That's a good combination, isn't it? Oh, Lord. Or I'm sorry, Sid and scissors. Eddie, what are you doing? Looks like he's texting. Like, text message didn't even exist yet. Who's he calling? Why don't you go seek medical attention? See, this is all Russo. You would have never seen something like this before Russo. Let's film Eddie with broken ribs in the staircase on the phone. Instead of, Sid got attacked and he was being attended to by the physician. Eddie is in the staircase. Why? He likes stairs, I guess. I don't know. Scotty Armstrong? Or Brad Armstrong, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, that's Brad. Yeah, nice shirt. United States of America, okay. Brad, can you be more bland? He's like, look, I live here in America. Yeah, I know, I live there too. Oh, look at he's there. USA, love it or leave it. 9/11 hadn't even happened yet. Why are we all patriotic? What was going on in 99? Oh, Bill Clinton got his dick sucked. Yeah. Maybe that definitely upset the hillbillies. What? Less reprehensible. I'd never do that. I'd just fondle little boys in church instead. Who's his opponent? Oh, no. It's not Dust Wonder, asshole, is it? Berlyn and the Wall. I forgot about the Wall. Rest in peace, Wall. Look at his hair. This did not hit for me. I did like that Alex Wright was a heel, and they were trying that with him. Because, man, when he came in, oh, my God, I couldn't even believe. I thought it was a rib. I'm like, are they serious with this guy? Like he was 18, whatever it was, like 1994. And I'm like, the way he's doing the dancing thing. And I'm like, no wrestling fan would find this gimmick appealing at all as a babyface anyway. It was one of the more bizarre ones. Crazy that Alex Wright, I mean, he didn't make, correct me if I'm wrong, he made no appearances in WWE, right? He was never even in there for a minute. Was Alex Wright there all the way until the end? Was he employed by WCW in 2001 when WWE bought them? So, I mean, shit, this kid would have been, what, 24 at this time? He looks like Jimmy Jacobs on the gas. Oh, okay, that's why. Okay, I get it. So Berlyn, he hates American wrestlers. We're smelly and all that, or whatever. So that's why Brad decided to wear a American flag sweatshirt to the ring. Because one thing you don't do is you don't say nothing bad about America. Can't be doing that. We get real mad about that stuff around here. I'll say this about Brad Armstrong. He was a 10 times better wrestler than the Road Dogg, his brother. All of them were. The least talented Armstrong made more money than all of them combined. I would be willing to bet on that. Even Bullet Bob, if you took all the money he made and every Armstrong, you added it all up and put that up against Road Dogg's 2 best years in WWE, I bet you Road Dogg beats them both. Beats them all. Brad passed, did he not? Did Brad pass? He did, didn't he? Yeah, 2012. Holy crap. I forgot it's been that long. Huh. What town in Michigan did they say? I missed that. Oh, JJ Leg, I did not know that. Wasn't the Berlyn gimmick delayed from debuting because of the Columbine massacre? Wow. Maybe because the way he looked there, he did look like one of those Columbine pricks. That would have been the same year, 1999. My cousin Nikki, lived in the same town, and she went to the rival high school. And then so she went to Columbine's rival high school. They played each other in football and all that shit all the time. She knew a lot of the students there. Then years later, she was at the same theater on the same day as the Dark Knight shooting at the movie theater. She was at the earlier show. 2 crazy bullets that she dodged, literally. And she's a surgeon now, saving lives. She's the best. Shout out to Nikki. Love you, Nikki. Oh, fuck, he stomped my hands. Yeah, I never even thought about that before. That I never heard that the gimmick was debuted, but it wouldn't surprise me. Good reason to debut it, or to delay it, excuse me. Oh yeah, thank you, Ben. He was Malice. I forgot about TNA. Yeah. Okay. David Brown, good to see you. Yeah, so Brad Armstrong and The Wall are both no longer with us. The Wall died suddenly. I remember as well. He was kind of getting some praise. I remember in these dark days of WCW when they were just fizzling. The Wall was well received. He had a couple good matches, and I could have seen him as being a potential Undertaker opponent. Oh, yeah. Oh, and he beats him. Fucking Brad Armstrong getting a win on pay-per-view in 1999. That tells you where WCW's at. But I just put that together. Berlyn, The Wall. Sorry. It took the whole match for that to register. I'm like, oh yeah. I guess that guy in the red, white, and blue outfit in the crowd came specifically for this match. He bought a ticket to see Brad Armstrong versus Berlyn. Oh, now they're going to put their thing back on and act like they won? You put your glasses back on? You know, it doesn't look like you get much sun living in Germany. Berlyn out here looking like Sheamus. A man possessed. "27 years, Ric Flair, you did not look like that in 1972, I promise you. You were not barely even wrestling. You were pudgy. You had a big, ugly face. Okay, Phoenix tomorrow for Nitro. So I guess if Eddie was calling Ray, that means they're going to come out in the strap match. Oh, LA's putting a hurting on Chicago. Thoughts and prayers to Seth Rollins. At least you're champion. Your team may never be champion, but at least you are. You already forced a kiss on one woman. Now you're talking about spanking another man's wife. You a piece of shit, Ric Flair. This fucking guy. She said that. I heard her. How'd it go, Rick? Woo! Okay, how'd it go? Can you tell me again? Oh, Chris Benoit's theme. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I liked it. Flair had some funny interviews back in the day on Nitro. I will say that. I think my favorite one was when he was in the ring. Back in the days when he was like taking his clothes off and shit, and he's in there with Mean Gene, and he's like, "When we come back from the break, I'll be naked," and I'll just never forget that. Ah, yeah, good looking belt you got there, Christopher. Christopher Benoit, TV champ. Don't worry, you will win better belts in WWE. It's a good looking title, isn't it? Yeah, WCW was the first company to come out with the replica belts, and so the reason I got one of the very first ever television replicas ever made. Like I bought that thing immediately when it was first available, and even on the back, it's inscribed on the back of those belts, and it actually has the year 1999 on it. And the reason I got it is because WWE didn't have any replica belts. And I thought that belt, of all of the WCW belts, that one looked the most like the Intercontinental title to me. It kind of resembled the Hogan 86 belt a little bit. It was the most WWE-ish looking belt I thought WCW had. So I got that one. Still have it. I'm 25 years old almost and still brand new looking. It's been hanging on my wall for years, never moved, never been touched. Unless I move. Look at Rick Steiner. Dog face gremlin. So what match is this? Benoit and Rick Steiner. Damn, this would be a pretty good shoot, to be honest. All right, Benoit and Rick Steiner. Okay. I did not know this match was happening. All right, it is Detroit versus Calgary. Oh, I didn't even catch that. Steiner's theme is a ripoff of Welcome to the Jungle. I guess I wasn't listening. Wow, they never dubbed it. Cool. Oh, JJ, I'm pretty low tech with the title belt hanging. Nails. Just line up the nails to match, the snap holes. See, nowadays, maybe the new ones are Velcro. So maybe that's different. But on those old belts, they still snapped. So on the side with the holes, I would just put two nails in the wall and then just stick the snap holes right in there. Hangs perfectly. Plus, it keeps him level. Might have to play with it a little bit to get it right, but once you get it right, it's the way to go. Huh. I don't know who wins this match, but I'm hoping Benoit does. I remember that. I'll always remember Jim Ross. Steiner line. Steiner line. I didn't know, though, that the point was to rename the move clothesline into a Steiner line. I just thought when the Scotty or Rick delivered a clothesline, it was called a Steiner line. That's all. Tony's trying to make it sound like they're trying to rename the whole move of that. I mean, Frankensteiner hung on. I think it's still acceptable to call it that. Superplex, wow, coming. Oh, wow. Oof. I mean, Benoit was going up to the ropes so fast like he was wrestling Eddie Guerrero. That's Rick Steiner. That's an old Rick Steiner. You got to... I can't believe they were able to pull that off. Oh, out of the ring. Yeah, that superplex was pretty impressive. I'm glad I wasn't the only one that... I'm not the only one that noticed it. Because Benoit is, much younger than Steiner, physically more capable. Steiner's still fine here, but the way Chris just ran up to the top rope so quickly and aggressively and was ready to haul him off there, it's not like he's doing that to Eddie. This is Robbie Steiner, who's like, what is he, 39 here? Maybe in his 40s? Oof. A fire extinguisher right there for some reason, in case the fans spontaneously combust. Oh, Frankensteiner's a Hurricane Rana. But until Lucha Libre really treaded into U.S. wrestling, it was mostly just called a Frankensteiner until, the cruiserweights and luchadors really, made a foothold here. It's one thing WCW did. They introduced all that because that was just not something you were seeing in WWE. It was still more about the characters, and you still had good in-ring wrestling there, but they hadn't tapped into a lot of international stars, a little bit from Japan, the occasional Hakushi and stuff like that. But WCW just opened up the floodgates when they started poaching some talent from Mexico and creating the cruiserweight division and all of that. And it's pretty much been a mainstay in wrestling ever since. Good on Eric. Yeah, he's like, I am tired and I don't want to fight the rabid Wolverine, even though I went to the University of Michigan. So I'm also a Wolverine. Oh, come on. Well, that's a veteran move by Steiner right there. Yeah, how old was Braun Breaker here? 2? He's just a little breaker. He wasn't breaking anything yet. He was like Braun. He was pushing him over. Got to be the dumbest name I've ever heard. I used to say that about Dolph Ziggler. Dolph's also a dumb name. And people were like, yeah, but Greg, you know, he took it from his grandfather or whatever. And I think like Braun did the same thing. I'm like, I don't give a shit where he took it from. It's dumb. The name is fucking stupid. Just because he took from, you know, his personal life to make the name doesn't make it undumb. It's terrible. Braun Breaker, it's fucking horrible. I don't care whose grandpa it is or what. I don't give a shit. It's terrible. Benoit. Rick has he's definitely showing his experience. Chris Ludek, thanks for the 5. It's interesting to hear that Steiner at 39 would be on the older side because every top star now is in their late 30s and 40s. Yeah, it's crazy how things have changed. Back in the day, one of WWF's biggest burns on WCW when they had everybody was that they had all the dinosaurs, the Hogan and the Flair and the Nacho Man with his bald spray paint and all that. They thought that once you were in your 40s, you were just incapable of doing this. And Hogan at the time was like 44, and they were making it act like he was 80. And then once WWE won the war, and you move into modern times now, you know, Bobby Lashley's like 50, isn't he? Like Brock and Bobby Lashley and Randy Orton and John Cena and Undertaker and Shawn wrestled well into their 40s. Sting is 60 fucking 4 having a match. Edge is 50 years old. Nowadays, it's like what Ray's been able to do. So it's different now. The business is different. And technology is, and health and fitness and all that is different too. You know, stem cell treatments and all that stuff that has extended the careers of a lot of people. Humans are just advancing and becoming more athletic. Look at the NBA. The players are outgrowing the court. Look at this. I mean, LeBron is a fucking moose. Put LeBron in a 1983 NBA court. He's the only one you need out there. He just beat all 5 guys by himself. Come on. Hurry up. Yeah, I want to see Goldberg and Vicious. Nice German there. Cody's almost 40. Good point. Roman ain't young. Nobody's really young. But that's all WWE had. You know, they were getting their asses kicked by WCW. So, you know, they had all the big stars. So then they just had to point to their age and we got better athletes. And they put, you know, and then those better athletes also left and went to WCW. So they basically hit the reset button and just started from scratch and just built from the ground up and created all these new characters. Oh. He did. That was a German release with hang time. German suplex there. Please tell me that this is like there we go. It's like at least either the finish or Benoit turning the tables here. I mean, I'm glad we're getting a competitive, hard-fought match for the television title on a pay-per-view. I always did like the TV title. I liked it more in the early 90s. There we go. Now we get Benoit. Oh, yeah, he's going to hang on. Ugh. Kicked out of the trifecta. Oh, that poor man, that referee. I forget that ref's name, the bald guy. Another Steiner line. He's got a steel chair. Benoit moves. Oh, T-bone suplex there. I don't know if the referee's going to come to here for the finish or what's going to happen, but Benoit's got the chair. Oh, ooh, just pie faced the chair right into Rick Steiner's face. Oh, headbutt. Yes, please hold the chair for me. Oh! He's lucky that chair didn't turn on its side there and he came down on the hard end of that. Here comes Dean Malenko. Dean Malenko, hey, what's going on with your shoes there? What year is this? Or maybe those are socks, brown socks. No, I think they're... Oh, he hit Benoit. He turned on Benoit. Oh, no. Don't worry, they'll be friends again in January in the WWE. And Rick Steiner wins the TV title. But I think what's more shocking is Dean Malenko is 24 years ahead of the fashion trend there, running with them short pants and no socks. That's crazy to me. Unless those are brown or beige socks. It looks crazy. Look at that. Look what's going on there. Hi, Shane. Friends to the end, Chris. All right, so it was just a setup. All that shit earlier with Benoit and Malenko telling Saturn to F off. Malenko was just... swerving Benoit. That's what I'm talking about. See the way that chair... What if that chair would have gone vertical, completely upright? He would have came down like... That would have been bad. Malenko, evil Malenko. See, that's a good, safe way to deliver and sell a chair shot. More of the glancing blow, but the way Benoit sold it, it looked very real. It looked like he took it straight on. That's the safest way, I think, to take one. Oh, there's Bret. Oh, it's Bret and Lex Luger. I didn't even know this match was happening. That's kind of trippy to me to see Bret and Lex after all their shit from 1994 and 93. Okay. So Lex Luger and Bret Hart. This is crazy to me. At least we get Elizabeth. 1999. MILF Elizabeth. Crazy. I never liked when they tried to make Elizabeth a heel, you know? That's a package, all right. Yep, she looks great, just like always. Yeah, Bret would rock those LA Knight sunglasses. He would do that a little bit in 96. He was wearing those. I feel like he would wear those a lot in promos, but then he would still do the other shades for his entrances. Maybe not. His heel, maybe because he might have stopped doing that in his heel run. So I think in like 97 when he was a heel, I think he was coming out with glasses like that. Lex, you can't even tear your panties off right. Ah, look at there. I love the botch. I mean, this is basically the narcissist. I mean, it amazes me how somebody can be so physically fit only to be really decrepit in his old age, but I guess a lot of that's probably steroids. Oh, Sting and Bret on Nitro here. Lex comes out. Elizabeth's distracting the referee. Bret's pounding on Luger. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's where the. And I don't know how Bret got along with Russo. Probably okay. I mean, Russo was doing a lot of the Hart Foundation stuff during that time. I'm sure Russo had to be like, bro, I had no idea about the screw job. I think Russo claims it was his idea. It wasn't. All right, Bret's hobbling out there. Is he concealing something under there? Is this like the Goldberg steel plate thing, or is Bret really going to wrestle in? Oh, no, he's just going to take it off. Okay. I was like, is he hiding something under there? I guess not. Oh, I like that. Owen 99. Yeah, so Bret, I guess, had just recently returned to the ring, right? I remember he did the promo on Nitro after taking some time off and thanked everybody and all of that. So he's back. 6 months after Owen died is kind of crazy. Yeah, that's good. We Are Pro Wrestling. The timeline on that adds up because Bret finally felt like he started doing something when he came back. You know, and I know he'd finally win the title. He probably would he win it twice, maybe 3 times, something like that. At the very end there. I thought there was 2 different runs. I thought there was like the babyface run where he won it after the tournament or something, and then the NWO run, but I don't remember if those were connected or not. I mean, Bret should have always been portrayed as one. WCW really dropped the ball with him when he came in just because of all the matches. But that company was too political behind the scenes for what's best for the fans to be top priority. It's always going to be what's best for yourself. Bret Hart and Luger. I remember like in 1994, aside from that brief exchange in the Royal Rumble, WWE wasn't going to do this match. Like they're the 2 big baby faces. Can't have them wrestle. I mean, at WrestleMania 10, I remember thinking leading up to the match that it was going to be Bret and Luger in the main event, but I'm just glad Bret didn't have to take a back seat to him and he won the title. Oh, Elizabeth, what do you do? Oh my God, this is like hard for me. Oh no, I don't like any of this. Oh, whew. Almost gave me a heart attack. It's like my two favorite entities in all of professional wrestling history just got physical there. Whew, I might need a moment. Excuse me. Whew, whew. Oh, that's rough. I don't know who I root for in that situation. If Elizabeth goes to slap Bret and he stops her and they start jostling, whose side am I on? Oh man, please, Bret, Liz, don't put me in that situation again. I did not like that. It brings tears to my eyes. Favorite wrestler of all time favorite crush of all time. Button heads. What is Greg to do? God, I hope I can sleep tonight. I might not be able to. Yeah, Bret is, unfortunately, the lone wolf. Bobby says, do you think Bret would have hit her? And then Tony says, in the heat of the moment, yes, I do. Tony Schiavone? I don't know about you. Okay, so all that happened pretty quickly. Those two Bret runs were close together. That's right. It was mayhem. I remember when he won did he beat Benoit in the finals? Is that what happened? And then won the title, screwy finish at Starrcade, vacant, and then Bret won it back. Okay. Hmm. Oh. Finally getting the Bret Hart narcissist payoff. Because they started that feud in '93 and then they turned Lex babyface and couldn't pay it off. I mean, other than live events, but they were never able to pay it off on TV or pay-per-view. Oh my goodness. Come on, Elizabeth, knock it off. It's okay. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, Bret had he had a crisp everything, but the backbreaker was especially good. Yeah, my high school years were 91 through 95, so like I had a lot. That's a lot of Bret. That's a lot of Bret memories there from like my high school years. Hmm. It's a twofold reason. I mean, so far, I mean, I was worried about this show being really, really shitty. It hasn't been great, but so far it's not fucking horrible, I guess. I mean, I'm getting Bret Hart and Lex Luger. Not a great match, but it's Bret Hart and Lex Luger. Oh, what? Oh, that's right. He's in, I don't know. Oh, God. Bret just fucking tapped out. What am I watching? I mean, I understand he's got a hurt foot going in, but Bret tapping out. It's not a fun thing to see. Lex Luger made Bret Hart tap out. I have to say, I had to watch that. Elizabeth, you can do better than Lex. Yeah, she's happy. Lex has got terrible theme music. Well, at least Bret would win the title at the next pay-per-view, right? See, look at the referees are still doing that shit in 99. Billy Silverman is literally pointing to the sky. Is the timekeeper up there? Why do they do that? It's always been a mystery. I've tweeted Eric Bischoff, tagged him, and asked him. Nobody from WCW will tell me why the fuck the referees always pointed either to the ceiling or to the hard cam to ring the bell when the timekeeper's right there. Making no sense. Oh, Goldberg. Boy, the wrestlers loved to say the word ass back then, didn't they? Jesus Christ. Everything was ass or bitch. What music is this? I hate it. Oh my Dusa. Okay. I'm suddenly okay with the music. I'm learning to love the music. Music is no longer a problem. I'm over my anger with the music. Oh, yeah, they got the cologne. Who was the first to do the cologne? Did WWE do it first and then WCW copied them? Or was it reverse? Medusa, you're very sparkly. I mean, y'all, I've seen worse pay-per-views. Oh yeah, because you got to get on the table. You have to do that. I mean, how else are you going to sell cologne? That stuff smells horrible. Oh, we're going to get a promo too? Okay. Okay, WWE had the cologne first. Oh, okay. The superpowers, the powers that be. Oh. Oh, it's bullshit. Okay, so she's acting like the powers that be are making her do that. And they probably were. Okay, maybe Russo and Ferrara aren't that bad. Maybe they're not that bad. It smells like manure. Well, I mean, if it smelled like manure and she was actually just pouring liquid shit on your head, Tony Schiavone would smell it too, and he'd be barfing right now. He seems totally fine. If somebody dumps shit on your head and you're sitting right next to me, I'm gonna throw up. All over you, probably. The trust factor. What is WCW's obsession with bats? But Luger's got a bat. Oh, I guess Luger and Sting are friends, so they're bat buddies. Oh, Hogan, you and your red and yellow. But then by the time we got to Bash at the Beach the next year, he's back in his NWO shit. What's going on? Why can't they figure out what they want to do ever? He's got the red, white, and blue running through his veins. As I said last week when I heard this stupid song, if you had red, white, and blue running through your veins, you should go to the hospital immediately. Because there's no way that's good. You definitely have a condition of some kind that needs attention. He's American made. He was made by his parents. That's what he was made by. Doggy style, most likely. What's taking you so long, Hogan? Or I think it's supposed to be. I don't wear watches. I think it's supposed to be this hand. So they're just torturing us. I just have to hear this song. This horrible, horrible, horrible song. He's American made. I like that they have the WWF wrestling buddy. WWF merchandise on WCW. American. Oh my God. Please don't play the song a second time. Okay, I'm just going to have to start dancing to it if they're going to keep playing it. What other choice do I have? Oh, everybody's getting their camera time, though. Hulkamania runs wild in the WCW. And it looked like it was made with, like, stick-on letters instead of drawing it. Oh, there's one of them belts. He's American. Okay. That was a Sting. This is the only thing I could think of to use as a thumbnail. Was Sting coming out. Hogan, you're getting stung. Spelled "you're" wrong. Like, I'm just going to carry him with my belt like this. This is how I know most wrestlers carry it, so that's how I'm going to carry it too. Like it's a fucking book. Look at the shape he's in. He was 40. He was 40. This was 24 years ago. He's 64 now, right? Carry the one. Yeah, 40. Bret would have been 42. Hogan would have been 86. Are they playing Seek and Destroy there, but they're dubbing it with that shit? Oh, good. Now we're going to play his song again because now he's ready. He was wiping his ass backstage. When he wiped his ass and looked at the toilet paper, he saw red, white, and blue on it. He started panicking. It's like, I already got this shit in my veins. Now it's spreading to my ass. I don't think he's coming out, guys. I think he'd be here by now. I mean, he could be having like some nachos because once you start, you know, those like arena nachos, like once you start eating those, you have to eat the whole thing. So they're too delicious. So Hogan could just be like a quarter of the way through the nachos, which means we got probably another 3 or 4 minutes before he's going to finish those. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's not wearing his red and yellow. Good. He wiped all the nacho cheese off his face. So that's helpful. Yeah, so what the hell is happening? You're going to see a very confused good mic work watching this because I don't remember the story on this. So I don't know what he's doing. Is he going to lay down like Bash at the Beach? Is it something like that? It's obviously some work shoot shit, right? It's like Jeff Hardy coming out. I think he's fucked up. Oh, he is going to do this. So they did this shit way before Bash at the Beach? They already did this? I mean, they already had the finger poke of doom. Well, he was already champ anyway, so okay. So what the fuck? Help me. What was that all? That was done to write him off TV? He couldn't have just lost? And that could have written him off TV? Like lost regular? Did they advertise that match? And sold the pay-per-view on that? This company sucks. So yeah, I kind of don't remember that. Or I don't remember necessarily what the storyline is. Like what was his reasoning for laying down? Like it wrote him off TV, fine, but why did he lay down? But what? I'm Bobby Heenan right now. Will y'all clue me in? Fans are booing. They have every right to. Your backs are already up against the wall. You're already getting pummeled in the dick by WWE. The last thing you need to do is piss more fans off. This music sounds bad. And dubbed. Oh, this is definitely dubbed. There's no way this is Sid's music. I don't know what Sid came out to. It couldn't have been this. Right? Sounds like some 80s shit or something. You can barely hear the ring announcer, so... Oh, yeah, true. Listen to this music for Sid. What is happening? What is this? This is, I mean, you think about his Psycho Sid theme in WWE, and then you think of this Backstreet Boys-ish sound. Maybe not Backstreet Boys. It's more 80s sounding than 90s, but Sid is still all busted open in his head. He's the U.S. champ here, apparently. Oh, this music is too funny. Definitely sounds like something from the 80s. Does kind of sound a little bit like Learning to Fly. It does. Bizarre choice for Sid's theme music. I don't know what he was even coming out to, what his music sounded like in WCW, but that definitely could not have been it. Be careful with that beer there, honey. Watch yourself. There's kids around you. Well, I need to go grab another beer, but I want to see Goldberg's snorting and fire spitting entrance first. Unless he's not going to come out. What's going on here? If we cut to the back and they're just now knocking on the locker room door. Oh, they are. There's Doug Dillinger. I'll be back. Oh my God. He's still in the back. He's not even to the entrance ramp yet. His sparklers haven't even gone off. What a mess. Finally. Here he comes. Taking your sweet time, Bill. Oh, he's coming from the side. Okay. Are you even going to get your sparklers? Oh, no, he's coming. Oh, he's coming from the middle. Okay. This is pretty cool. If he does get his spa, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool visual. Bill in front of the Halloween Havoc set with his sparklers. Are they hitting his face? Who's coming from behind there? Look like Cactus Jack. It's Scott Hall. Scott Hall with his with his little Tupac bandana. Oh, here comes Kevin Nash too. They're back together. Wow, the Outsiders, Kevin Nash and Sid working together. Maybe not working together, but it would still be like another 2+ years before they'd go to WWE. How crazy is that? Well, Sid, I guess it's even now because Goldberg got to Sid in the back, opened him up, and then the Outsiders attacked Goldberg. So now it's even, and this is for the U.S. title. I don't think Sid did not win the U.S. title like when he was in WCW in the 90s, right? Like in the early 90s. Was he tag? I think he was tag champs there. No, he was briefly a contender for the world title. I don't think he ever won it though. It's crazy how Sid, he's one of the few men to hold the Winged Eagle and the Big Gold. And he did it relatively kind of late in his career. His run in 96 was kind of out of nowhere. He was low on the card by late 95 in WWE. And then when he came back In 96, they just pushed him hard. And he wound up winning the title that Vader was supposed to win. And then showing up here in WCW in 99. And I know he won the world title there too. Just tag champ, yeah. God, Sid's opened up more. His hair's all bloody. I mean, I remember at this time thinking Sid was like washed up, but he still was in great shape here. He kept himself in he does not look that different than he did in 1996. Whenever I see him throw his boots, throw those big boots and stuff, I just think about, oh, wow. The way his leg broke like that, my God. Oh, Sid's WCW theme was based off China White by the Scorpions. No kidding. I couldn't even think of it. I couldn't even imagine what it sounded like. I had no clue. All I knew was whatever that shit they were playing was not it. I'm going to look those up on YouTube tonight and listen to them. Ask him. God, Sid's bloody as shit. Jesus. Oh, wow. Oh, God. Sid's up. Big bump. Goldberg faced all the big men. He spent Nash, Sid, Giant. We never got any Sid and Paul White interactions. They missed each other in WCW. I think the Giant was gone by the time Sid came in. So we never got any Paul White and Sid matches, which is weird. Yeah, Sid is really bloody. Jesus Christ. They weren't even putting the rubber gloves on back in those days, the referees. It's got to be weird, like when you're wrestling and you've got a lot of color. In these days, you don't really know how good it looks because you can't see it. Maybe in modern times you can see yourself on the video wall, but back in these days, I'm wondering if Goldberg and Mickey J were like, "Just chill, it's awesome. Just sell it because it looks great." Sid's still kicking out. Sid's fighting. Stop the match. Ugh. Headbutt into the bloody face. Oh, God, the pounding on the head, the pounding of the head. It's the darndest thing in a pay-per-view telecast. I don't know, Tony Schiavone. We've seen some pretty darndest things in pay-per-view telecasts before. While this is very bloody and very violent, definitely not the darndest. It's darned, don't get me wrong. It's not the darndest. I mean, this Sid, the amount of Sid, also just the way he looks good with blood on him. But all Sid is doing is what Moxley did for about 3 months straight on Dynamite. He's down. Very bloody Sid. I had no idea this match even existed. Goldberg literally beating Sid to a bloody pulp. Oh, and it just stopped it. Sid just out. So I guess Goldberg wins the title? Oh, no. Steiner's here. God, Sid is bleeding hard. It is just spilling off of his face. Good grief. Okay, maybe it is the darndest. Maybe we're approaching darndest territory. Look at the mat below his. You can just see the blood hitting it. I didn't really get to see a lot. I didn't get to really see and appreciate a lot of Sid in WCW. I mean, he was arguably past his prime, but shit, he just looked in tremendous shape. He still looked like Sid. I don't know why at the time I kind of thought, like, oh, Sid is so washed up. I mean, he still looked awesome. That was a very bloody match. Jeez. He's got half of it wiped off his face. Looks like he's wearing a sideways bandana or a beret or something. Hold him back. Come on. He's like, now that I can see. Look at the fan telling him to go back. He's like, okay. He didn't want to listen to Rick Steiner or the referee, but the fan is what did it. Damn, Sid, you got worked in that one. Goldberg's the U.S. champion again. Look at there, just like he was a year ago. Yeah. Yeah, that was brutal. I don't know how the Goldberg and Sid stuff ends up. I don't know who they have a return bout or what. There's more Vince Russo content. Oh, that's what you're gonna wear? Okay. She's got, that's Moet. That's Moet Domaine Chandon. That's not bad stuff. It's not Cristal or anything, but it's not cheap. Oh. I have one? Oh, no. Oh, I hate him. Space Mountain. Oh, let's just cut away from that. That's good. Okay, so Flair is in the hotel with Kimberly, and she wasn't expecting him. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, so Sting's coming back out. So Sting's coming back. Oh, he's going to cut a promo. I'm like, don't we have to get like a strap match? Okay, so I'm guessing all of this bullshit that's been happening tonight with Hogan laying down is going to lead to what vacates this title, for Mayhem, where Bret will win it. I'm learning a lot about 1999 WCW that I never knew. Yeah, Sting's like, F that, man. Sting, I think you just blew a booger out your nose. Oh. Oh, later tonight. See, that's kind of stupid, though. That lacks logic. This should happen right now. Because if you're saying, I'll be back later tonight, shouldn't the entire locker room be bum rushing the ring? So if just one guy comes out, I'm like, he's the only one that wanted a shot? That's lame. I'm drunk, son. All right, now it's time for Flair and DDP, our strap match, and then we'll get Sting. And I think we know who's coming out. Did they really tear Space Mountain down? I don't do roller coasters. I hate them, but I did do Space Mountain as a kid with my grandpa. And he loved it. He was like 90, loving it, screaming, having a great time. I'm shitting my pants. And I'm like, never again. Don't like roller coasters. Hate them, hate them, hate them. But I'm glad they tore that old thing down. I don't recall ever seeing Flair in a strap match before, so this is a first for me. Oh, okay. I actually like that better. It's kind of like the cage match thing. I don't really like the escape the cage rule. Just like with the strap match, I don't like touch the four corners rule. I thought it was just a cheap way to beat a heel without having to beat him. That's kind of how Stone Cold Steve Austin became Stone Cold Steve Austin, was losing one of those things. Eddie lost the world title like that, right? But I'd rather have them just beat the shit out of each other. Not like a bull rope match. Oh, they rebuilt Space Mountain? Son of a bitch. Well, I'm never going on it, so what do I care? I doubt I will ever be at the Florida Disneyland or Disney World again in my life. I'll go to Disney World. I'll just go up to LA and go to that one. Look at Bill Apter in his NWO shirt. All right, Little Nate applying the strap. Ric Flair and DDP. I mean, DDP, like, with all that shit they showed of Flair in the hotel with your woman and everything. You should be, like, way more pissed. I know, yeah, Shivani said, I would assume Flair's had strap matches. I just can't think of one. I can't think of seeing one. I feel like if he was having them regularly, it would have been like early 80s. Oh, wow, yeah, there you go. See, I don't know that either. So Goldberg loses the belt tomorrow on Nitro to Bret, and then that's what vacates it, and then Bret winds up winning it anyway at Mayhem. So it's just basically a bunch of belt confusion, very similar to how they WWE did it in '92 with or not in '91 with like Tuesday in Texas. You know, Taker won the belt in a shady way at Survivor Series, and Hulk won it in a shady way at the pay-per-view. And then they're like, okay, fuck it. Nobody holds it now. We'll decide it at the Royal Rumble. There's people waving at the camera. Now, we were in the era of cell phones by now, but we were still a long way away from picture phones and social media and even text messaging. They are brawling in the crowd now. I remember the first time I heard about text messaging, I was like, why would you want to do that? Now it's pretty much the only way I communicate. I remember when the iPhone came out, and I'm like, I don't want my music and my phone in the same place. You know, I was like, that's stupid. I'd rather have my iPod. Like, I always like rejected everything that turned out to be a really good idea. Why would you want your music in the same with your phone? Why would you want that? Why would you not want that? Like little Nate out there running security. Look at him holding people back. Oh, Doug Dillinger's there too. Phew. Oh, that was a big thrill for the fans. They did some pretty good brawling up there. Look at they're going all through these seats. They're like they're not even in the aisleway. They're just in the full-on seats. The ushers are showing them where to go. Right this way, right this way, Mr. Flair. As Kimberly watches from a distance. I never had a beeper. I never had one. Never had a need for it. I always thought beepers were weird. I was always within close range of a phone. I was at work or at home. I could be reached. I didn't need a beeper. Oh, no. This shit again. This motherfucker. I am so sick of him. Oh, God. I always liked the Rude Awakening. Or was it the Rude Awakening or what did Rick Rude do when he kissed the women after the match? But they were willing, they would bring them in from the audience and they were willing recipients of, I guess it was the Rude Awakening, whatever he called the kiss. Same name as his finisher, I guess. And they would love it. They'd smile and all that. Flair, man. Flair's opened up. As if we didn't have enough blood from Sid. Oh, right to the fucking head. Good kicks by Page. Get up, Nature Boy. Flair was still capable of having a good match in 99, so I'll give that to him. DDP's good. So this thing isn't all bad, I guess, but when you just think about WWE at the time, how popular Austin was, how popular The Rock was. Austin was about to be taking some time off, but the type of business WWE was doing in 99 was just insane. I mean, it's just 2 back-to-back matches here with just a shit ass ton of blood. Is it just me, or does the WCW announce table seem really low? Maybe it's because they don't have that little sloped thing on it. Oh, they are battling on top of the announce table now. Shout out to Tony Pizza Guy on Twitter. He said the other day, I'm still waiting for somebody to execute the 3D on a table the long way. Imagine how devastating that would be. Wouldn't break. You'd clothesline yourself on the support. It would be gnarly. You'd probably end your life, cut your throat, do something bad. But I'm like, yeah, how come nobody does it that way? You want to really end someone, 3D them the long way on a table. That ought to do it. I kind of liked it better when table bumps kind of had like a feeling of being accidental. Like they slammed somebody down or somebody fell and there just happened to be a table there. Now, you bring them out, you set them up, you build a fucking fort out of them and line them up all perfectly to execute your bump. I liked it when it felt more spontaneous, like Bret going through the table at Survivor Series in 95. That was spontaneous. That was like, what? Now it's like 48 tables are stowed and stashed under the ring at any given time. It's just overdone. I don't mark out for tables. I haven't really given a shit about tables in 20 years. They table fucked us so hard for, 5 years once tables, became a thing in wrestling. they went so hard on them, both companies, all three companies did, that I was pretty much had my fill of it by 2003. And we're still pulling those things out. They build announce tables now for the sole purpose of being bumped through. And that's just a crazy thought. I'm sure even the announce table, they probably have announce table toys that you can take bumps through. Like how common it is. Oh, that was just a straight right hand to the cockles. DDP, you'd be in way more pain than that. You wouldn't be moving. You certainly wouldn't be rolling around. You'd be laying there yelling, Kimberly, I'm going to need about a year to recover. All right, Flair bloody and in control. Flair really kind of looking like he did at WrestleMania 8 7 years earlier with that hair and that blood. And the knee pads around his ankles as always. JJ, yeah, I do a little bit. Those guys follow me, Pulse and Tony. I like them a lot. Really proud of what they've done with Deadlock. It's awesome. Props to those guys, man. They're great. Unfortunately, even though there's lots of people I'm aware of and I like, I don't get a chance to listen to everybody as much as I want, but put them on the list of people I respect. Plus, I used to live in North Carolina. Holy shit, LA's beating the crap out of Chicago. Figure four with the strap around. Oh, it's not really tight, though. He's got the strap around DDP's neck, and he's got the figure four on him. I may not like Flair, but there is something really awesome about Ric Flair applying the figure four leg lock when he's got a face full of blood. No matter what match he's in. That's always a pretty cool visual. Whether he's against Paige or Harley Race or Hulk Hogan or Randy Savage. It's always cool. And wait a minute, I forget. Help me out here because I'm stupid. Who's the baby face in this? I think it's Flair, but yeah, it's Flair based on the way the match is being worked, but still. Oh yeah, JJ, I'm super happy for their success with that. They've done a lot of good things. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, Flair's the face. It's obviously, but it's just really, also kind of hard. Jesus. Oh, that was nice. He wrapped that thing all the way around Flair's neck and then diamond cuttered his ass. Please let this be it. Hey, what? What? Was that a botch? A bad botch? It was. I'm guessing he botched because they're. Oh, and he DD diamond cuttered Little Nate too. I don't know what happened there. That was an awesome diamond cutter, one of the best I've ever seen. And then it was almost like he was supposed to kick out, or maybe something was supposed to happen, and Nature Boy didn't, or Little Nate didn't count. Now David Flair's out there. Knee in the groin by Kimberly. She's got the crowbar. Oh, and we get a Devon Storm to the ribs. Oh, right in the balls? Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that's what you get, Flair. I got no sympathy for you, babyface or not. Fuck you and your balls. Hope it hurts, bitch. That's what you get for forcing yourself onto women. DDP, this is great. DDP's bringing David Flair in the ring. Kimberly's like, well, this is what you get, you pricks. Oh! He diamond cuttered David Flair, but David kind of took it like a stunner. Like he didn't flatten out. He kind of like went to his knees. Another one. There, he flattened out. Hit him better that time. DDP might have told him to flatten out, kid. Oh. Beat up both of the Flair boys. Good. I got no sympathy for the Flairs. The hell with both of them. Kimberly, I'm very sorry that it's chilly in Vegas. I feel bad for you, but I don't feel bad for me. He's getting bad. We got the stretcher. Oh, great. Are we going to get two? Who gets the stretcher? Which one? Flair, I guess. Rick. Okay, what was the last pay-per-view we watched where it took 25 and a half minutes for them to load some schmuck onto the stretcher? Buff? Do we have to watch this again? I'm going to take a nap. Y'all let me know when Ric Flair has made it to a medical facility. Probably tomorrow. Stabilizing his neck. Got to stabilize it. The strap is still around his neck. You guys are doing this all wrong. Flair's like, let me do it. I don't think anybody thought he was paralyzed, but maybe. I thought the strap around the neck was more of just a constricting of the airflow, a way to choke him, not to really break his neck. But I guess they're trying to pretend that Flair's hurt here. There's no way. I mean, I've heard of the Flair losing when he wears red, obviously, but there's no way he's lost every time he's worn red. There's no way. He's probably just lost a lot when he's worn red. And it feels like he's never won wearing red, but there's no way. He's winless in red. That can't be. What color was he wearing? Oh, look at little Nate crying to David. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, this is so pathetic. Probably real tears from little Nate, though. He's a very emotional guy. What was Flair wearing when at Fall Brawl when he... Oh, no, he lost. He lost that. I was like, when Kurt Hennig rammed his head, but I think he lost that match. So, yeah, you might be right. There's got to be a Ric Flair victory where he wears red somewhere. All right, they're fine. We had to watch that whole thing. They made us sit through that, of course. They're wheeling Flair. I like they're all worried about Flair, and I'm like, totally not. I mean, he's fine. He was on TV not 3 days ago. mumbling out something about Sting. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Heels. Oh, I love it. There. Oh, no. You, Flair, you are in a bad way, son. Oh. Conan might actually really be. Oh, I guess he's just wearing the sling for kayfabe purposes, but. You do not want to be attacked by fucking Conan and Eddie in an alley. Tori, I'm loving. Look at, she's got the video camera. I love her Hilfiger pants. Those animals, y'all, filthy. Filthy, those animals. Oh, who knows what they're going to do? You know that scene in Casino where they take Pesci out into the cornfield? Right on. I'm glad those filthy animals got their revenge on Flair. Fuck Flair. They're going to dump him alongside the road. Like he's a dog who can't find his way home. I think if they dumped him on the side of their home road, he'd be fine. He'd just have to walk home. He wouldn't have to live in the woods and forage for berries and shit. Just flag down a driver. Can you drive me to the gas station? So I can get a yoo-hoo and call for help. All right, this is it. Main event. It's going to be a quick one because I know this show is only 246. Who's it going to be? You crazy cluster fuckers. People laying down. The fact that you even have to wait for theme music at this point. Like, what is the other... I hate every time this happens, no matter what company does it, but like, what's the talent doing back there? Are they sitting in the back, just eating a ho-ho with a title shot just waiting there for you? An opportunity for somebody that might not necessarily get a title shot to come out and take advantage of this? He's just going to have his ho-ho and give it to a guy that gets title shots every day? Okay. She's like, look, I wrote Goldberg 3 times. Oh, man. He's not getting his little sparklers. He's just coming. So he's the only one that happened to walk up to Gorilla and say, play my music, and go out there and face Sting. Everybody else is doing something else. What's Lash Laroux doing? Why didn't Lash Laroux run out here? Blood still all over Goldberg from the beatdown of Sid earlier. All right, so Sting is... There's going to be no title here. What are you talking about? So this is not for the title? What are they talking about? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. He can't just defend it against whoever he wants, right? So after this match, does Goldberg beat him and then hold up the title like he won? And then, or do the announcers, is it just a mess? Oh, we need a ref. There's not even a referee in the ring. Is this all on purpose? Or do they really just not know what they're doing? I love that they're about to fight and there's like no ref. Okay, finally. Little Nate, where were you? It's like, little Nate's just like, okay, I'll ref this one too. I don't know where Mickey J or Billy Silverboy or any of those other yahoos are. if there was one just constant theme with WCW, even when they were really popular and even when they had their down swings, they always had a feeling of not having their shit together. And it always drove me nuts. They just never seemed like they had their shit together. Like they were going live on pay-per-view, unprepared. That last finish in that last match with that botch, like what the fuck? Something like this happens on Dynamite. Eric Bischoff's the first one to go on Twitter and pitch a fit. Yeah, you can't break that announce table. It's very compact. I think Bobby and Tony are safe. Thanks, Mikey. Too cool. Yeah, somebody said that he gets stripped of the title, but then somebody also said that Bret beats him for it. So I don't know what happens. Oh yeah, Stinger. What does he do from the top? Splash? Yes, big splash. Goldberg out with ease. Ooh. Oh. 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 And again. Another Stinger splash. And also help me out. This is after Goldberg has already had the hand injury, right? Wasn't that in early 99 when that happened? Oh. Oh, spear. Big leapfrog followed by a spear. He's going to jackhammer him here and win the title, isn't he? Lift him. Up he goes. Bret wins the U.S. title from Goldberg in the world title tournament. Man, my mind is fucked. Okay, Goldberg beats Sting, so he's the champion, I think, but I don't know. He is, I guess. There's your belt. I almost had trouble remembering if Goldberg even won the title again. So after he lost to Nash at Starrcade, did he ever have another significant run with it? He didn't, did he? I mean, if he's going to have it here for just a second, it sounds like. They'll strip him tomorrow. So, and then I think he turns heel in 2000. Oh, it's about, the hand injury's about to happen. Holy shit. Okay. I don't know why I thought that was like in January of 99. I'm all goofed up. So it's later. So it hasn't happened yet. That'll keep him out for a while. And that's kind of the end because by then they only had a few months left anyway by the time he'd probably return from that injury. Yeah. There was so much was going on here. This is kind of confusing. Because back in these days, like when I was watching WWE, I would still, if Nitro, I would watch the replay on Nitro sometimes. I would follow in a general sense what they were doing. I would always glance at the results, things like that. But I didn't retain it the way I did WWE because I just, at the time, I watched it but didn't remember a lot of this. Is Sting questioning whether or not he got pinned? I think that was pretty obvious, Sting. Know who my... Oh, Scorpion, Deathy. Poor little Nate has had a rough night, hadn't he? He's botched shit. He's had to cry over watching Ric Flair get murdered, and now he got reverse DDT'd. Tough night at the office for Lil Nate. Right on. Okay, well, we made it. We got through Halloween Havoc 1999. That was not as bad as I thought, but it definitely did illustrate what a cluster that WCW could be at times. And that was a really good example of that, but I'm glad we made it through it. We will be back tomorrow night after Raw for a big podcast. We'll talk about MJF and Kenny. We'll talk about tomorrow night's Raw. And follow me on social media, especially Twitter. I will be providing a link for you guys. I'm going to be a guest on Zach's channel tomorrow to do a review of Halloween Havoc 1998. So we're going to talk about that. And I'll be up here Thursday for predictions for Crown Jewel, Saturday for a review for Crown Jewel. 1 week from tonight, we'll be back for a watch along for Survivor Series. I'll be working tonight to post a lot of these links, so just keep a lookout. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button if you don't mind on your way out the door. And I appreciate y'all being here. Have a great rest of your Sunday night. These things are fun. Can't wait to start Survivor Series next month. It's going to be awesome. But y'all have an awesome Sunday. Thanks again for being here. Sorry, Victor, the ref gave the title to Sting, beat up the ref. JJ stripped Sting of the title on Nitro because of Sting putting his hands on the ref, and that is what started the tournament for the title. Gotcha. I kind of gathered that. It was putting it together. But yeah, it was just a lot. So if you weren't following it closely, it was really hard to kind of keep up with it. You know what I mean? But I kind of like it when we find a pay-per-view that kind of sucks, that's kind of a combination of suck and good at the same time. And this was one of those nights. So it was a lot of fun. Y'all have a good